Hello mga alamat! In this video, titignan po natin ang DMC from a multi-time frame approach, no? And then kaya natin ginagawa yan is gusto nating makita, buy the dip nga ba dapat? Or should we just let it slip? Hayaan na muna natin siya, ibaon muna natin sa limot. Now, for this video, we'll be starting off at the quarterly time frame. I understand a little bit higher than what we're used to, no? And the reason for that is I wanted to show you saan tayo nag-turn at saan tayo pumunta after that turn. Now, nangyari yung turn dito nung nakahanap tayo ng low at around 3.10. Okay? Now, I'm not gonna lie. Nung nangyayari tong free fall na to, okay, I was actually waiting for it. May nakaiwan akong order dito sa high na to at 2.4. Pero as we can see, hindi po tayo umabot doon, no? Now, after natin makuha yung low dito, which happened during yung kasagsagan ng pandemic, we have pushed higher. At saan tayo umabot? Dito tayo umabot sa yellow zone na to. Etong yellow zone, kung pupunahin nyo, yan yung cluster of lows na nag-form, meaning yan yung previous support. Diyan na uuntog yung price bago niya na-decide na bumaksak. Now, ilang beses din tayo nauntog sa area na to, as you can see from this time frame, okay, bago tayo tumulak pababa. Now, what else can we observe from the quarterly time frame? Una, di ba itong last high na to, we were able to break above it dito sa candle previous to the candle right now, no? We broke above yung 9.85 high, barely, di ba? We closed above it barely. And then this quarterly candle, ang nangyayari is tumutulak tayo sa downside. We have threatened to close beneath yung low nung candle na nauna sa kanya. Now, bakit importante yon? Kasi kung pupunahin nyo from this zoomed in perspective, for lack of a better term, one candle after another, binabasag lang natin yung mga highs. Diba? Etong high na to, kinuha ng candle na yan. Yang high na yan, kinuha ng candle na to, kinuha ng candle na to. And then eventually, etong dalawang high na to, kinuha ng candle na to. Diba? So, very smooth yung pag-angat niya. So, based purely on that, ano yung ayaw nating makita? Kasi so far, bawat candle na pataas, here, 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 and so on, hindi pa nabibreach yung bottom niya. So, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 straight candles, actually kapag sinama natin to 9, hindi nabalikan yung low nung candle na yon. Ngayon pa lang nagkaroon ng difference at nagte-threaten na ma-break yung low ng previous quarter. Now, kung itong quarter na to, nag-close beneath itong low na to, what will we be looking at next? Siyempre, itong next na low from the candle prior to that. Diba? Bakit natin ginagawa yun? Kasi siyempre, it is from a higher time frame perspective. So, we can't expect na dapat isang kandila lang, yung bilis niya or yung velocity niya, pareho kapag kino-compare mo sa mga lower time frames. Yes, charts are fractal. But kailangan yung expectation natin nag-a-adjust din ng konti based on yung time frame na tinitignan natin. Now, let's move on to the monthly time frame at sisimulan na natin yung mas matinding pagsuri from there. Now, dito sa monthly time frame, I've taken the liberty of putting the levels in nano in an effort to save some time. Now, we can see with greater detail saan nga talaga tayo nauntog, which is dito, di ba? Yung high na na-form natin was 10.72. And where was 10.72? Ma-identify nga natin siya dito sa cluster of lows na pinag-usapan natin kanina. Okay? Now, from there, nag-form tayo ng some type of double top or tweezer top, whatever you wanna call it. I actually don't memorize the names of all the patterns, no? Nag-form tayo doon, tapos, this month, okay, so far, na-break na natin yung low ng previous month and the month before it and the month before that. Now, given, hindi pa tapos yung November, no? Pwede pa tong mag-push. But so far, what this is telling me is mukhang kaya pa nating tumulak to the downside. Now, ano pa ang pwede nating punahin dito sa monthly time frame? I understand na when we go down, this is gonna look like a very strong uptrend. And it is. Okay? But from this time frame, we can see, technically, ito yung high mo, low, lower high, di ba? Lower low, lower high, lower low. So, from that perspective, hindi pa talaga nagbabago yung overall structure natin para masabi natin na quote-unquote nag-reverse na. Diba? We can argue na hindi ba itong high na yun? Yes, pwede. Pero para sa akin, mas malinis kung na-take out to eh. Now, obviously, hindi practical yon. That's why we don't plan out our trades from this high of a time frame. Kasi nga, ang nakikita natin talaga sobrang lawak eh. But, it does give us an idea na potentially, pwede pa rin tayong tumuloy sa overall direction natin, lower highs and lower lows. So we just need to be a little bit wary of that and a little bit careful para di tayo makatch unaware. Now, from here, medyo mas nalalatag na yung mga support resistance levels natin. Yung resistance level to where we are right now, as of this time frame, is at 10.72. Tapos, yung level naman or area of support is here, around 6.87 hanggang 7.65. After that, kung mabasag yan, yung next levels of support natin is 5.48, 4.77, and 3.10. Okay? Now, kung talagang malakas, okay, what I want to see from this time frame at least is we try to carve out some type of higher low sa area na to. Or kung hindi man dito, kunyari ma-break yan, maybe this lower area pa. Ideally, what we want to see is from here, pull back, balik tayo sa area na to between 6.87 to 7.65. Tapos doon natin sisimulan tignan. Magbibigay ba to ng some type of bullish structure na pwede nating sandalan moving forward to quote-unquote buy the dip. Kasi madalas nating naririnig yung buy the dip. Pero ang madalas na sinasabi rin ng mga tao, sige, basta buy ka lang sa MA50 or sa MA100 or what have you, di ba? Pero in a lot of cases, lalo na ganito na nag-uptrend na for a while, yung MA50, saka MA100, saka MA200, hindi na yan magkakalapit. So, saan ka talaga bibili? So, for me, I like identifying key structures, key areas na pwede kong paghintayan ng price. Kung gumagamit man ako ng MAs, tapos nagbigay sila ng confluence sa area na yon, bonus na lang yon. Now, a pullback to this area, mapapansin nyo, yan yung mga previous highs dito, saan tayo nag-resist bago mag-break out to the upside, and dito rin tayo nag-consolidate before. Okay? So, I feel that this area is important. If tuluyang ma-take out yan, yes, goods pa rin naman tayo dito sa 4.77 to 5.48, but I wouldn't like it as much. I would be a lot more careful. If we do end up printing a higher low here, good. Pero, number one, it's gonna take some time for price to get there. And number two, you need to imagine kung ano yung mentality ng mga tao pag umabot man tayo dyan. Just because an area is good, doesn't mean that it will continue to be good kapag mas marami ng structure na nag-develop. Okay? Now, para mas maging malinaw pa, let's move on to the weekly time frame and observe this further. Now, dito sa weekly time frame, mas nakikita natin in greater detail kung saan nabasag yung mga key areas. Like this swing high, diba? We were moving downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. Ito yung last na lower high mo. And we can see what happened here after we broke out from there. Talagang tumuloy na, diba? Tapos, nakikita din natin na nagprint tayo ng higher highs and higher lows. Low, high, higher low, higher high, and so on. So, malinis yung uptrend. Like we said kanina, iba talaga when you go down kasi you start seeing things in greater detail, but the higher time frames still remind you kung ano ba talaga yung overall bias or overall direction ng isang chart. So we moved higher, and also dito nakikita natin na nababasag na nga yung mga key areas. Meron tayong consolidation dito prior to the break to the upside where we hit yung next level of resistance at 10.72. Kung pupunahin nyo, yung 10.72 wasn't just the high here. It was also the high dito. Diba? Diyan din tayo nauntog at diyan din tayo nakahanap ng resistance. And then we move lower, and this week's candle, we actually broke beneath yung range na nag-form dito at bumalik na tayo dito sa area ng lower range. So right now, we can say that price is trading somewhere between 7.65 hanggang mga 9.2. Whether or not that range will hold remains to be seen. Now, ang sabi din natin kanina, ideally, gusto sana natin na makikita tayo ng higher low sa area na to. Kasi dito rin tayo nagkaroon ng cluster of lows as you can see from the weekly chart. So ideally, gusto natin mag-form pa siya ulit ng higher low around this area 'Diba? And then we can start pushing higher from there, maintaining yung overall structure niya dito. Okay? So, pagka kunwari nabasag to, 'diba? Tulad na sinasabi natin kanina, where would price likely go? Hindi ba dito na sa area na to? Now, isipin nyo, based on the weekly chart, if price got all the way here, would you still be bullish? Kasi yun yung lagi natin dapat iniisip eh. It doesn't matter if we've identified a great area to buy from. Ang tanong, will people see it as bullish and also start buying? Kasi kung kunwari ikaw lang namimili, unless talagang market maker ka, it's very hard for the price to move up eh. Lalo na if everyone is still very bearish on a particular issue. So you have to think na if price does come back to this area, while it is still a good area, does it still look bullish to a lot of investors/traders? Baka kunwari umabot dyan, ang pwede na lang natin i-trade is either bounce or range trade na lang. We don't know. That's why we need to be very careful. Lalo na if those areas come from higher time frames. Kasi nga, doon sa time frame na yon, mukha siyang hindi ganun kalayo. But once we drill down, it's gonna look a lot further away than what it did look like from that higher time frame. Now, kung kunwari, bumalik tayo sa area na to and we start pushing higher from here, pwede pa rin naman. I can still see how it might look as if magpapatuloy pa rin ang higher highs and higher lows. Pero ayoko magsalita ng tapos. Diba? Pumapasok yung sinabi ko kanina na kailangan double ingat lang. You study the structure better if we do get here. Diba? To see na, teka, meron bang merit na i-trade ko rin siya from there? Now, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, if ilatag natin yung fib from here to here, etong area na to will be yun nga, around the 61.8%. Okay? Now, sa mga fib users dyan, I know, isa sa mga paborito is yung 61.8%, no? Because price does tend to react from that area. Tapos, confluence pa, itong area na to is also within yung bounds ng 76.4% na fib level. Okay? So, lahat yon dumadagdag na confluence na yes, we could see some type of reaction from here, but what that reaction will be remains to be seen. Now, finally, let's move on sa daily time frame and really close out yung analysis natin so far. Now, dito sa daily chart, mas ramdam talaga natin yung pagbaba nitong DMCI, no? Compared kanina when we were looking at higher time frames, dito mas pronounced talaga yung move to the downside. Not only is the gap that was left behind here more evident, pero yung pagbaksak niya talaga very strong, no? And we've broken beneath several levels of support na along the way. Okay? Now, ang sabi natin from the higher time frame is we were looking to see if this area here could possibly hold. From this time frame, ang nakikita ko, kahit na mag-hold tayo sa area na to, maaaring hindi pa rin kaagad tumuloy yung trend. The possibility na bumalik tayo dito sa original range natin, diba? If you look at our older videos ng DMC, I always discuss na, oh, we're stuck within this range. Oh, we're stuck within this range. Kaya when we eventually broke above it, ayan na, tumuloy to the upside. But now, we are back dito sa original range natin. So, if price does come back sa area na to at makahanap tayo ng some type of rejection, para sa akin, hindi buy the dip kaagad ang naiisip ko. Ang naiisip ko is pwede ko bang matrade tong range? At para masagutan ko yon, kailangan ko munang makita how this develops between where it is now and if it ever gets down here. Kasi, pwede rin na mag-form siya na maraming area na pwedeng pag-untugan along the way. Kunyari ngayon, meron tayong potential untog dito, potential untog dito. I am not saying that it's not going to be profitable. I'm just saying na it's not as clear-cut na buy support, sell resistance. Okay? Kasi syempre, along the way, may mga nag-develop eh. So kung kunwari sabihin natin tumuloy-tuloy lang to, pababa dito, super inefficient yung move, then I can say na, oy teka, baka pwede nga nating i-range trade yung buong area. Kasi usually, inefficient moves are eventually eaten up. Pero kung kunwari, it ends up na parang i-stair-step siya down, papunta dito, baka maging masyadong masikip yung potential range trade natin to the degree na hindi na maganda yung risk-reward ng potential trade na magpo-form. Okay? Now, ano pa yung pwede nating i-expect from this time frame? Kapag kunwari ba umangat to ng konti, dapat bullish na tayo? I would argue na hindi. Kasi kapag umangat to ng konti from where we are, pwede pa rin tayong mauntog dito sa area na to between 9.2 hanggang mga 9.4, no? Yan yung previous area of support mo, 'di ba? Na hindi pa natin nababalikan. Pag nabalikan yan, ano yung typical na mangyayari? Yung mga nag-try bumili sa support, they will try to get out. Lalabas tayo ng buhay. 'Di ba? So, because of that, maaaring mauntog tayo dyan at hindi tayo tumuloy to the upside. Yun yung maging dahilan na, okay, sige, nag-form na tayo ng ceiling dito, ayaw nang palagpasin, and then we end up pushing lower. Diba? Now, again, from this time frame, let me zoom out, no? Isipin nyo what it's gonna look like kung nabasag nga tong area na to. Yes, nung sinukat natin, 61.8% and 76.4% was somewhere around this level or somewhere around this area. But, how bearish is the chart gonna look by the time na umabot tayo dyan? Diba? So, it's not just a matter of buying the dip dahil good yung area. It's how everything looks like then and what other people might be thinking if and when umabot tayo sa area na yon. Diba? For now, again, para sa akin, if you really want to buy the dip dito sa DMC, the earliest that I would wait for it is tong area dito sa baba. I am not saying it's the greatest area, no? And I still believe na at the very least, yung immediate trade na mapapresent sa atin is a range trade muna dito sa area na to. Diba? Yun na yung best case scenario sa akin. But, I wouldn't be looking for dips where we are right now, especially given na ang lakas pa rin ng baksak natin eh. Yes, yung last candle natin dito, medyo nagkaroon tayo ng gap up, pero it's not looking any more bullish than what it was nung bigla tayong bumaksak dito sa candle na to eh. So, what I'm saying could change in the next days, in the next weeks, in the next months. But given yung particular structure natin right now, I wouldn't be looking to buy where we currently are. What I would do is take advantage of this opportunity na tumutulak pa siya to the downside to wait. Mapupunta ba tayo sa area na to? Tulad na pinag-usapan natin multiple time frames ago. And what is it gonna look like when we get there? Will there be a trade available to me or wala? Okay? Now guys, if you haven't seen yung trending stock na charting session natin for the week, I've included the link to that video and you should see it somewhere in the lower left-hand side of your screen, no? Be sure to check that out. Tas tomorrow, meron na naman tayong Ichimoku Tuesday, so be sure to watch out for that as well. And as always, guys, good luck in all your trades. GT over and out.